size 10 fulling mill heavy wet, some semperfli classic waxed in black. You want to give this an extra rub of wax here, and then just catch in just a couple of turns, maybe 7 or 8 turns, and that wax should help it grip, and then come back forward. What you want to do then is get a jungle cocked feather and prepare it. Okay, and then I'm just going to split that, so I'm going to use my scissors to split it. And there's my split feather. I'm going to catch it in basically upside down, so the shiny bit face down and the duller side faced up. And then a pinch and loop. Take your time a bit here, like so. And the idea is we're tying it in forward, but at the end we're going to push this back, so just trap that down a bit. I'm going to trim it off back here. Next then we're going to add some teal, so just pull those out and just try and line up the tips a bit there and pull off a pinch. What I'll usually do then is just trim off that sort of stemmy bit there. So again, we want to tie these in with any sort of shiny side face down. Just look at the length you want and just sort of pinch and loop it on, and you can spread it out a bit across the top of the hook here, like so. A couple of more turns then, and that's not bad. I'll turn it upside down. Watch my jungle cock there, and pull another few fibers off that feather wherever it's gone. In the same process. Same thing then, line them up. I'm going to keep them close to the same length as the top ones for this fly. So just a loose pinch and loop first or two. Just get them the length, spread them out a bit, and you can tighten up on them. If you're happy with them, then you can bring the thread back a couple of turns and you can trim them close to the length of your body of your fly, like so. And the trick is to hold those. So what you want to do is just kind of hold these, trap these down as you work the thread back in, sort of neat as you can to touch in turns. Just keep a hold on it all the ways along, like so. And you will have an extra little bit of bulk up here, but we'll try and deal with that. So bring your thread down to in line with the barb, and then what you can do is you can either use silver or pearl. I'm going to use pearl. Just add a little bit of flash here under the tail. So I prefer pearl, but you could use silver, as I say. So a couple of turns on that there, just keep it secure, and then you get maybe 3 or so turns down around the bend. Should be enough, touching or overlapping slightly, and then come back over the top of them. It's going to take the same amount of turns basically, and just catch that in with your tying thread. So you have 2 turns behind, 2 turns in front, and then just trim that off. So for the tail of this, I'm going to use some amherst pheasant tippet fibers. Not too many. Keep the tail slim, especially if you're tying it a little bit longer. So pull them out at a right angle and just pull them off the feather there. Try and keep the bars fairly centered. So you're looking at the length of the body or slightly more on that. Just catch that in and bring down your thread. So I'm going to trim that off, but I'm going to trim it off just sort of where that bulk starts to end, so that the body starts to get a bit more even. Then on the way back down, I'm going to catch in some French silver in medium, in the French silver tinsel. So bring that down to your tail area there. I'm going to add some more wax to the thread there, and I'm going to use some black seals for type dubbing. Seals for sub. This is a Frankie McPhillips in black, and then just dub that on to form a rope. Just keep twisting it, and then once you have it right, just get the first couple of turns. Keep that pressure on it if you like, just to keep it up, and just bring it up then close to the stop just short, just maybe 1.5 mil short of the teal feathers there. For the body hackle of this, I'm going to use a white badger, and I just pull some of the fluff off this, and it's going to cut it at about 1 mil on the stem there, just for catching it in. Keep plenty of wax on your thread tying these types of flies. So catch that in, and trap it down. That's it. And just bring that, hammer that back down. So what I like to do is get the first turn close enough to it, and then just open the turn slightly as I go down. And I should get one more turn after this. I'm using a longish fibered one because a lot of the thing with this pattern is movement. So rib that back up. Keep your turns fairly evenly spaced on the way up here, and then just trap it in underneath. So 2 turns and 2 turns in front again. Okay, so a little bit of space left then, and cut off the waist end of your hackle there. Now it's up to you. You could rough this up a bit with your Velcro brush, but if you want to do this, just do it gently, because that French tinsel, you can't be too rough. But if you want to pick out just a small bit of the black dubbing, you can, but you don't need too much. And just be careful, because you want to keep your teal feathers and your jungle cock pointing forward. Don't want to damage the way they're sitting. So take a dyed black golden pheasant rump feather. I have another one here, just see which one of these is better. This one looks a little bit longer, and this is a nicer looking one. And just find the tip of this. I like to do is just moisten the tip. Just give me something easier to grip with my hackle pliers, really. Take another tiny bit off the stem. I don't want the stem too thick because I'm going to tie it in by the stem. So another bit of wax for catching that in. And just catch that in. I'm just going to go back over it just to tighten it down there. I'm going to use my smaller hackle pliers, and don't be surprised if this comes off at the tip, because these feathers are known for it. I want to just get our first turn. So I'm sort of guiding it through here for the first turn, like so. And then we should be able to get second turn. You can kind of fold it a bit as you go for the second turn, like so. So just moisten your fingers and just pull it back there. Okay. Let's catch it in with your thread behind and in front. You don't have to worry if a couple of fibres go forward because you're going to be bending all that stuff back anyway. So trim off the tip of the feather like so, and then very carefully start to work back your teal and any fibres that are there. Try and get a look at your split jungle cock feathers wherever they're gone. That's it. Just be careful with those. You want to push them back, and I like to get them slightly on top and to the sides, and then any other fibres that you need to pull back, pull those back as well. Again, it's just a slow process. And then one fibre there. When you have everything trapped, just get your thread and just nice and slowly work it backwards, trapping some of those fibres and getting the head onto the fly. And then what I'm just going to add a hitch to it so that nothing slides off, and just get your whip finish to it. Keep everything out of the way. That's it. Just going to get my lacquer. And just add some lacquer to the head of the fly there, and trim off our thread. Then I'll just turn it upside down and add a little bit. Again, I like to just tilt that so the lacquer won't run into the eye. Just add another little bit of lacquer around the underneath and the sides. Now you don't have to do that, and you can just clean the eye with a feather. You'll see lots of people doing that. It's another way of doing it. So what you will get with this is you'll get quite a neat, small neat head on the front of your fly here. So look, I suppose you've probably seen this numerous times before, but should you get some varnish in the eye, just push a piece of Hackle in now through it like that to clean it. And I'll give that another couple of coats of lacquer, and then it'll be done.